Hey everyone, it's Zach, and today we're going to talk about Regulation F, which will be the next Pokemon VGC format starting in January of 2024. Now, I know most people have already talked about Regulation F, and today I wanted to look at how this may shape the remainder of VGC for Scarlet and Violet's lifespan. If you guys enjoy this content, do not forget to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments down below, how do you feel about Regulation F and what do you think the future of VGC after Regulation F is going to be? This format is kind of tricky, and the way they've been structuring formats has been a little weird, but let's get into it. First off, Regulation F will basically just be Regulation E, except with Pokemon from the Teal Mask included. We technically don't know what the official list will be because they will announce that list on Christmas, which is basically just to prevent people from having spoilers of certain mons being in the game because not everything has been officially been revealed, which is honestly a decent step up from the Reg E announcement, which didn't give us a time span on that said list being released for Regulation E. So people planning to attend tournaments was wondering if the likes of Pheasantipity, Okidogi, Monkidori, and Ogerpon would actually be allowed in Regulation E or not. So letting us know when the list is coming is a little welcoming. Looking back at Regulation E's list, we saw that there were no Pokemon found in the Teal Mask DLC that were banned from Regulation E, so it's safe to assume that the same is going to go for Regulation F and the Indigo Disc. Incineroar, Metagross, Porygon 2, Whimsicott, the gang's all here. I will say, without going into detail, some leaks does put Terrapagos in a weird gray area, but we'll find out more about that when the official list is revealed and we play the Indigo Disc DLC. So that's Regulation F, right? Mostly simple. It goes from January 4th to April 30th. So let's try to take a look at what comes after. Regulation F is 4 months long, and compared to previous formats, this is actually longer than we've gotten before. Regulation A was only a month for VGC events, actually less than that. Regulation B was 2 months, Regulation C was 3 months, Regulation D was 3 months in our world's format, and Regulation E is only 3 months as well. So with most formats spanning only 3 months, having one that's 4 months long is our longest, which is weird to think that that's our longest format right now. Worlds taking place in August means that one of two things are going to happen, and Pokemon can do one of two things. Scenario 1, Regulation D is also 4 months long, making it the world's format ending in August. Or Scenario 2, they make Regulation G only last 3 months, like all the other formats basically, leaving the next format, Regulation H, to be the first tournament in that format to be the World Championship. Now, both are likely, especially considering that Pokemon just did Scenario 2 with the last world, making Regulation D the first official tournament for most players. Moving on from Regulation C and NAIC, the next big tournament and the first tournament with Regulation D was Worlds. So there wasn't any data to really build upon for the format. But honestly, I'm leaning more towards Regulation G being a 4-month format because honestly, they're running out of formats. There's not much left they can do. Assuming that Regulation F adds all the remaining Pokemon that are coming to Scarlet and Violet in the Teal Mask DLC, this means that Regulation G would be their first steps into a format that run restricted Pokemon. These are your Miraidon, your Koraidon, your Kyogre, your Groudon formats. But in Sword and Shield, we did see one restricted formats, which I think may reappear for Regulation G, leaving this format for Worlds, if it does go 4 months, to be a one restricted format for the Worlds of 23-24 season. I say this because most generations of Pokemon titles get 3 years of play in the VGC circuit, with the upcoming Worlds this year being the second. Making this one a one restricted format leaves the Last Worlds and Scarlet and Violet to be a double restricted format, which is par for the course. Usually the last format for the Last Worlds of that generation is a double restricted format. The only problem is that this would basically make the last year of VGC for Scarlet and Violet, the 24-25 season, being a one format season if it was just all double restricteds, because unless they add restricteds and tiers, or limit the items, or add in mythicals, it's probably just going to be a double restricted format, which we haven't seen a one format season since 2018, being the first season with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. The second one with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon was actually the first one we saw with series, with the Sun series, the Moon series, and the Ultra series. The only thing that could change this is if they were to add DLC, additional DLC to Scarlet and Violet, which would extend the VGC format and the time it took for restricteds to come to the VGC circuit, or if the remakes were part of the VGC circuit itself. Looking at BDSP, that seems unlikely unless Game Freak decided to take back over the duty of making the remake/remasters game of each generation, which would probably leave a Legends type game out of the question for 2024 or 2025. But because of all of that stuff, with the fact that they're running out of formats, they're probably not going to add the remake/remaster games that come out in 2024. They're probably not going to add them to the VGC format. And that leaves not many Pokemon to add left but the restricted Pokemon. So I honestly think Regulation F will have all the Teal Mask Pokemon. Regulation G will be a one restricted format. And then Regulation H would be a season-long double restricted format, which is going back to the old, but would be new for most players who joined in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. But what do you think? What do you think of these? What do you think these formats will be? Honestly, my track record of predicting format restrictions and Pokemon have been iffy. I did think Regulation E was going to be a reset. I still think it should have been that, but I ended up making a format out of it being the Reg A++, which we've been running online tournaments for. So if you're interested in that, check out the Discord in the link below. But anyways, that's going to be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And once again, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think the next couple formats are going to be? Do you think the next VGC season is going to be a one format season? Are they going to really change up stuff on us? Are we finally going to see mythical Pokemon come to VGC? I don't know. Either way, that's going to be all. Till next time, I'm Zach. We'll see everyone later.